to the report of the city manager.
All right. Before I get into, I guess, meat and potatoes, and I do want to be brief, I will take a moment and respond on the recycling concern. We worked today to try to, as you mentioned, put up signs. We do now have a set schedule for pickups. Our pickups for exchanging the bins when they come bring 2 new ones and take the old ones are Mondays and Thursdays every week. We are also working, as the mayor mentioned, on getting 2 additional bins in a second location to help alleviate the crowding at the one, as well as discussing with the county the need for a recycling bin or some sort of effort on the other end of their jurisdiction. With that being said, we also did a reminder post reinforcing the fact that if the bins are full, leaving items outside of the bin can constitute illegal dumping, and letting the public know the days of pickup so that, you know, someone comes on Sunday and it's full, come back Monday and you should have an empty bin. Beyond that, I do want to cover, I sent this all to you earlier today. I received a COVID-19 situation update from the Roanoke County Allegheny Health District. And based on that, the Roanoke City and Allegheny Health Districts actually have total since the beginning of COVID, 6,691 cases. Allegheny, and when they refer to Allegheny, that includes Iron Gate, Clifton, Covington, and the county in of itself. There's 3,451 cases to date, 387 active cases. Roanoke City has 3,236 cases to date with 284 active. So we're slightly above Roanoke by almost 100, actually more than 100 cases. So by locality, Allegheny County has 180 cases with 17 active. Covington has 56 with less than with 10 or less cases active at this time. I do believe, based on the way I'm interpreting this report. Roanoke County has 288 active cases. Salem 12. There's 4 that are unknown. There's an uptick in cases in the last 24 hours. There's over 17 that are likely an underestimate because of recent reporting delays. There's been quite a lag in what we're finding out from the local health department officials, and then what's coming down as official from the health district, and what's getting actually reported to state central office for, you know, the actual dashboard or interactive website for DDH, if that makes sense. There's a lag with all of that information flow. Now, as of Monday, November 9th, people hospitalized with COVID within the Allegheny Health District, there were 53. There were 33 within the Roanoke City Health District. The average age was 73. However, the age range did go from anywhere from 29 to 94 years old. As of Tuesday, which is today, the COVID-19 related deaths, there were 43 tied to the Allegheny Health District, 53 tied to the Roanoke City Health District. There are over 34 active outbreaks of COVID-19 within the Roanoke County Allegheny Health District. To break that down, there's 15 known outbreaks in long-term care facilities, as Pastor Gillen, I'm going to butcher your last name, Pastor Bill mentioned. Woodlands is one of them. There's also 4 cases at 4 outbreaks at congregate living facilities, 2 at healthcare facilities, 3 outbreaks at various businesses within our region, 3 daycares, 3 schools, 3 faith-based organizations, and 1 restaurant. Based on all this information, near Southwest Virginia still continues to have a high burden and increasing trend and substantial risk for transmission within our 3 contiguous regions. Beyond that, the highest risk areas rated by the Roanoke County Allegheny Health District and Health Department today overall were Allegheny, Ottotock, Craig, Covington, Roanoke City, Roanoke County, and Salem. And all of that information is listed on your website now. There will be testing events coming up. November 11th is the next one. That is tomorrow from 3 to 5 p.m. at Fallon Park. or Fallon Park, Roanoke rather, and then on Thursday, November 12th from 3 to 5 p.m. at Green Hill Park. Given the recent information, and I did forward this to you all, at this time, I think that my recommendation is to you all as a council, because we are still considered a hotspot, is that we extend our closure or suspension of scheduling events at our indoor and outdoor facilities an additional week to take us through next weekend. However, I would like a consensus from you all on that. And I will say from an operational standpoint, we are continuing a modified schedule with in-field efforts, and we will continue to remote work through next week. Part of that is we don't have a lot of redundancy with admin staff. The other aspect is we in City Hall share a building with our police department. So wanting to realize that we don't want to have unnecessary commingling of folks and allowing as much space as possible. Any questions on what we're doing in the field? We will be staggering folks so we can still get our holiday decorations done, as well as keeping groups together and adjusting schedules. For instance, at the water treatment plant, we adapted the skeleton crew model that will still have that. We'll also have a separate group working just on holiday prep, and we'll continue with our focus on refuse, water, sewer, those things.
Okay.
And do you want to discuss that, or do you want to wait till I'm done with my update?
Go ahead and finish your update.
Okay. Since I covered that portion of COVID, I want to give you guys an update on CARES funds. As you all know, we were allocated $966,338. To date, we have spent $143,889. However, we have projected that we will spend, and this is just as of this afternoon, we still have things we're ordering, $738,089. However, this doesn't include any hazard duty pay or any potential additional pay we have to do where folks may go out on quarantine, or if folks actually become sick and we're for CARES Act having to cover their pay. With regards to road work, the emergency road work that is going on, we've now moved to the other two sites. The amounts paid out to date from the $3 million line of credit is $990,255.36. As you all know, we have now sent out notices for Mallow, and work has begun there, and we're also working on notices that have gone out for Edgemont. They did potholing the other day on Edgemont. We are actively in opine on this. We're working for another State Corporation Commission waiver for Edgemont because there is a gas line there. Mark, do you want to give a brief 2-second thing for that?
Yeah, I've been working with the State Corporation Commission today to expedite an emergency order to be issued to allow for them to dispense with any of the requirements that are normally necessary when dealing with gas lines. Columbia Gas has been very helpful in agreeing to allow this emergency work. And thanks to them, we were able to get our motion filed today. I have not yet received a executed order from the State Corporation Commission. However, my assumption is, because I know that the gentleman I was working with at the commission was very much interested in getting it through today. But if he didn't get the opportunity to get it through today, because the commission is closed due to the holiday, I anticipate that we should get that final order first thing on Thursday morning. Excuse me.
Does that delay starting work tomorrow?
I don't believe they were supposed to start work until Thursday. Is that right, Krystal?
I thought the public notice said it would start tomorrow with the road closure.
So yes, but then that is also weather dependent.
Okay.
With the heavy rains that we're expecting, the likelihood that they will commence either way. It's,
And we might actually get lucky because of this, the rain that's coming. It may push back start of work until Friday, for example.
Yeah, I'm sure it will if we get what they're calling for.
Exactly.
Okay.
and I just do want to preface that 990,000 does not include the most recent paving that was done, or the guardrail that was done, or will be done for Mallow and Edgemont. Just preface that was really just the raw work of all the excavation and then stabilization. The EQ basin, as you all know, we recently finalized the DEQ consent order that the city entered into. And as it stands now, we have received proposals. Mr. Popovich and myself will be working to review those. The rationale behind that was that we were, out of folks engaged in that, we had our consultants involved as well who, for various reasons, cannot participate in the proposal evaluation. Mr. Popovich and I were the only other two folks that were actively engaged in the consent order discussions and some of the various requirements, and we worked on the RFP, namely Mr. Popovich as well, working on the RFP. So we'll be working to score those proposals and reach out to offerers within the next week, by the end of next week, and hopefully looking to award before Thanksgiving. That is the goal, because as you all can recall, the consent order does have a rather aggressive timeline for keeping this project moving. And we have been communicating, I have been communicating those efforts to just where we are in the process. Last thing that I will cover with you all, and as I mentioned, I was really trying to be brief, was just wanting to give you guys an additional insight into economic development. Most recently, I had a meeting with Old Town Covington representatives on coordinating efforts with their overall initiatives and the Main Street Revitalization Grant that is underway, as the contract was recently awarded, and just making sure we're pulling all our resources together in a cohesive way to maximize them. Work continues with the foundation to engage them in economic development efforts. Mr. Crozier is very aware of that, as is the mayor. Meetings continue with the Allegheny Highlands Economic Development Corporation consultants on Rayon Bridge's impact to overall economic development efforts. I had mentioned to the mayor probably about 2 weeks ago that I actually had a great conversation with Mr. Clement. His name is Whit Clement. He used to be Secretary of Transportation and a former delegate who was on retainer with Hunton, and got some good insight and ideas on how we can work to try to push, or who we need to be contacting with regards to Rayon Bridge, and discussions continue with the VDOT district office on various funding sources so that we're not just waiting and waiting. Beyond that, we're moving forward with the joint revenue sharing agreement efforts on site development, and I am continuing my efforts to serve on the search committee for the Roanoke Regional Partnerships replacement of their executive director position, as Ms. Dowdy is retiring. That's it. All I got. I tried to be short.